Hello and welcome back everyone to the next episode on SAP Analytics Cloud Training with me Anubhav. In our last session, we talked about a brief introduction of SAP Analytics Cloud, followed by our demo session in the system. In our today's session, we are going to start with basics of SAP Analytics Cloud. We will talk about the concept of what is cloud, why cloud is necessary, how it is different from on-premise systems. We will talk about the concept of different SAP solutions like HANA, S4 HANA, SAP BW. How do they work together and where does the analytics cloud fits into the big picture of an organization? We will also talk about SAP Business Technology Platform basics. Followed by that, we will see the introduction of analytics cloud, its definition, its broad architecture, and also the process to apply for analytics cloud certification with a brief history of SSC and also the motivation of why analytics cloud is important for us to learn these days. Having said that, before I start today's class, a brief housekeeping stuff. This is our training block for this entire training. I'm sure all of you have got access to this training block. I will also put the link in the chat window. However, this link is present also in the subscription email which you got from my team. In the first tab, you can find the session recording where you can find the list of all the recorded sessions. Right now, majority of the sessions are planned. So as and when you will see the classes are being conducted on daily basis, on weekends, you will see the video recording will be available within 4 hours of the class is finished. The second tab is class schedule tab where you can find the recording or the link to join the classes on regular basis. So the links are subjected to change every weekend, so kindly please refer the Google Calendar invite properly. Then we have the study material tab where you can find out the material link, all the material, study material, which you can follow through. And finally, we have the batch info where you can see all the details about the batch. So this is all what we have when it comes to working with the training block. It's a complete self-service. Starting today, we will have also the video recordings coming up after the class is complete. Having said that, let's move ahead and talk about the concept of analytics cloud. And before we start, it is important that we ramp up ourselves and get used to the cloud system because majority of you who has worked on SAP world have typically worked with on-premise systems. So let's talk about the difference between what is on-premise versus cloud system. What is the difference between them and why the world is moving to the cloud? So what is an on-premise software? And so an on-premise software requires followings. Whenever your company decides to buy and opt for an on-premise system, it requires following stuff. So first of all, your company needs to purchase the hardware to be procured. To install the on-premise system, we need to set up the networking and virtualization. So suppose certain applications only work on Linux. So you have a big Windows system with large memory and then you create a virtual machine on top of Windows using VMware with a Linux operating system to set up your applications and softwares. Then a customer needs to purchase software license by paying a lump sum amount. So you will typically have long, large contracts for 10-year, 20-year by paying a lump sum amount for the software. Then also you need to hire professionals, example basis people in terms of SAP to manage the installation, upgrade, security of the system. That is another thing which you need to do when it comes to an on-premise system. If you are working today already on SAP solutions like BW or BI or BobJ, there is another team which manages the installation, upgrade, and software and the overall health of the system. Then we need to upgrade and new patches to be applied by ourselves as a customer. We need to take care of applying the patches, and it is also up to us when we want to upgrade. All the risks associated to the upgrade, like downtime or the functionality being disrupted, is all with us. It is our responsibility to ensure the quality. So the quality of the software is customer's responsibility. Right after the upgrade, all the testing needs to be done manually or automated way by the customer to make sure their shell scenarios are working fine. The initial investment is very high for implementing an on-premise system, and scalability is hard to achieve. So today your company have 500 users and your company grow from 500 to 10,000 users. It is very hard to scale a system because you have to adapt to the new hardware and new memory, and at times it becomes very cumbersome, and it's very hard to scale little. Let's say you just have got from 500 to 800 users. Now you don't want massive memory, you just want very small memory to be added, but that's not possible. You have to scale in multi-fold only. Like for example, minimum chunk size is 500 gigs of memory is what you need to scale. Even you want to add an extra user, you have to scale always with that size. So it's also hard to achieve scalability of applications as well as programs, and the system when it comes to on-premise system involves heavy costs and downtime. Then comes is example for such on-premise systems. If you take real life example coming out of SAP world, you can see Microsoft Office is an on-premise system. Then if you see when it comes to SAP, it's SAP ECC, SAP S4 HANA, yes, on-premise. Then you have SAP BW, BobJ, if you work with BobJ, yes. These are all the solutions which are on-premise solutions, which are the examples of on-premise softwares. Or if you take Microsoft example, then Outlook. In your company, you use Outlook. So Outlook need to be set up in every machine. There is a separate mail server team, and there is a team which manages this mail server, and all the infrastructure is owned by your company. So this is what we have typically with a on-premise system. Now, what can you expect in a cloud solution? So when it comes to cloud solution or cloud software, let's understand how it is different from an on-premise system. So when it comes to cloud solution, there is no need of upfront investment of hardware. Entire solution is accessed just by opening the browser. No heavy infrastructure to be purchased or set up by basis. Hence, literally the size of your basis team is negligible because you are not owning the system. There is no installation required internally in the company because vendor will manage, the software vendor will manage the entire applications. Yes. So it's the vendor who will manage all the installation and application, including the infrastructure to host the applications for you. Yes. Now there is also the complete software, including testing and upgrades are managed by vendor. So you'll get a standard functionality of the software, which is not highly customizable. So you can't customize that software very highly like what you can do in on-premise software. So this is one major difference between on-premise and cloud. A on-premise software can be highly customized and tweaked according to your need, but a cloud software is something which you cannot tweak very highly what you do typically in on-premise software. The payment plan will be pay per usage or pay per user. This is typically the payment plan. You just think about Netflix or Amazon Prime Video. Today, you want to watch movies on Netflix, you just pay per user or pay per UJs. So you can pay, let's say, for 10 movies, 10,000, yeah, or 1,000 or something like that. So it's as much as you use, that much you pay. Then we have lower total cost of ownership and low uh, initial investment for the implementation. Yes, because you don't have to buy hardware or you don't have to procure anything or you don't need expertise in your team to manage the software. Then we have faster adoption and faster innovation. So you can speed up and innovate faster. I remember typically on premise software, when you want to deliver a change, you have to create a change request and it has to go through several levels of approval. And then the change, small change is available after 1 or 2 months into the system. But when it comes to cloud solution, that's not the case. You can innovate faster. Some companies release their new or latest features over the night, every single day. Yes, in the cloud. And some are doing it weekly basis or bi-weekly basis. Yes. So this is the advantage of cloud solution. The customer don't really need to worry about the upgrades. It's the vendor who will upgrade the software automatically for the customers. The example of cloud solutions are the biggest and the easiest example which you can understand today is Gmail. So to use Outlook, you have to have an infrastructure in your company, but to use Gmail, it's as simple as just open gmail.com and start connecting through your browser. So it's a pure cloud solution where you can access email as a service into the cloud. Then other examples could be SAP S4 HANA Cloud, if you heard about. Then you have SAP SuccessFactor, SAP Fieldglass, SAP Concur, SAP Ariba. You have then SAP Analytics Cloud. Yes. So you can clearly see our SAC comes under a cloud solution. It's a it's a solution offered by SAP in the cloud. So this is one major difference between your BobJ or BW and SAP Analytics Cloud. So those who come from the background of SAP BW, you can understand it's a change in the mindset and in the change in the way we consume the software. It's a big change. Now, the one major question which comes today in our mind is, what about our existing solution with SAP Analytics Cloud? What is the relevance? So when SSC, we implement SSC, will old solution irrelevant now? Yes. Are all the old solutions which we have in our company, are all of them irrelevant? The answer is no. They are not irrelevant completely. Not really. Not really. Yeah. Why? Because SAP is a product company serving 28 plus industries, including pharma, manufacturing, retail, utility, oil and gas, infrastructure, real estate, banking, insurance, yes, public sector, yes. space, education, lots of industries, 28 plus different industries. Every day, every day, 7,000 car engines are being built on SAP. 3,500 jet engines are being built on SAP. $350 million of bills, utility bills are printed over SAP. 65% world's oil production is on SAP. 75% world's beer production is on SAP. Yes, 68% world's chocolates are built using SAP system. The scale is so big. So when SAP designs solution, they cannot keep just one customer in mind. You name the customers, name the Fortune 500 companies, be it Tesla, be it BMW, Audi, Tata, ONGC, Reliance, Nestle, HUL, BPCL, IOCL, name the companies. They all rely on SAP. World's 65% GDP runs on SAP. So not one solution can serve all the industry, all the use cases. It's not possible. Not possible. Hence, SAP have these multiple offerings everywhere. Yes, this is what we typically have, and that is why we have Analytics Cloud. So not every customer will go with Analytics Cloud. Not necessarily. They are happy with old solutions. It's okay. Some customers want, yes, they will go with Analytics Cloud. So not make a general rule that SSC will fit or not fit. It depends on customer, depends on industry, depends on requirement, not one solution. So SAP as a product company have a vision to make world run better. And in that vision, they have different solutions. So having one solution doesn't mean it's a direct competition. Not really. Depends on requirement. Some customer want analytics to be done on the cloud. In that case, they will go with SSC. If some customers are happy with their existing BI, BW, BobJ, continue with that. So doesn't matter in that case that old solutions are not completely irrelevant. There are some exceptions, however, for those solutions, which we will also discuss. So this is one important question which comes, Anubhav, what happens to my existing solution? So you should not worry about that. Depends on company to company, customer to customer. But one thing I can ensure that adoption is started. Analytics cloud is being adopted very fast in industry. There are a lot of new companies and contracts which are being closed to analytics cloud, and we have openings also for freshers on analytics cloud. So after completing this course, if you are a beginner in SSC, we do have lots of companies coming to us for openings, and you can circulate your resume to us. We can help you out to find a suitable position and job in a company. Okay, now coming to what does the what does the offering in the cloud. So we talked about on-premise versus cloud system. So let's talk about the offerings in the cloud. What does the cloud really offer? Yes, so let's understand that. What does the cloud offer? Types of offerings in cloud. Yes, so you can see there are three types of major types of offerings in the cloud. First type of offering is called infrastructure as a service. The second is called platform as a service, and the third is called software as a service. So these are the three types of offerings today majorly popular in the market. Of course, there are other, but broadly, if you classify cloud solutions, because analytics cloud is a cloud solution, so we need to understand the basics of cloud. So the first is come infrastructure as a service. Infrastructure as a service. The second is come platform as a service, and the last is called software as a service. So these are the three types of offerings when it comes to working with the cloud. Yeah. Now, if you look at here, we have these are the three offerings. What is infrastructure as a service? Suppose I want to develop a software, and that software require 500 gigabyte of RAM. Now, if I go to market to buy 500 gigabyte of RAM, it's going to cost me somewhere about $400 or $600, and that's too much of cost for me. And if I design such a system with an expensive hardware, I will end up paying $50,000, which is a too much of cost. I don't want to pay $50,000. I want still a computer, and I want to just try. I just want to try a software and see if that works. If that works, maybe I'll do in a long time. I will do an investment of $50,000. So for today, for me to just give a try for a week or 2 weeks, I can go to an infrastructure provider and I can say, hey, can you rent me out a computer? I want to rent out a computer from you, and that should have 500 gigabyte of RAM. So there are many infrastructure providers who says, okay, we can provide you a computer on the rent, which will have the configuration you need, and you just pay $20 a month or $5 an hour. How much you use, that much you pay. You pay for $5 an hour. So that's called infrastructure as a service. Infrastructure as a service provides you the software and hardware infrastructure pre-configured according to your need into the cloud. And that's where we have companies like Amazon, Microsoft Azure, and Google, they and Alibaba Cloud. These are the companies which provide infrastructure as a service. So in infrastructure as a service, the hardware according to the need is provided to the vendor, to the tenant. So it's called tenant. Tenant is us. We are the tenant. We are not called customers. We are called tenant. So tenant is nothing but is a customer who is subscribing to the services. And it's not called license. When you take service, it's called subscription. So you don't say I'm taking license of Netflix or I'm taking license of Amazon Prime Video, right? You take a subscription of these companies these days on the internet to watch movies and entertainment, right? So it's on demand. So you have hardware according to the need is provided to the tenant. So that is what we do. We get the tenant is provided to the tenant, and they will charge you pay per use, pay per hour, or according the configuration. So we have Amazon Web Service, AWS, if you heard about. We have Microsoft Azure, yes, and we have Google Cloud. These are some of the players. Other than that, we have DigitalOcean. So let me show you an example of such a service. So if I go back and if I say aws.amazon.com, we can start a instance over here, and you can also take free trial. Yes, so you can see we can take free trial, and we have, you can see this Amazon EC2 instance, 750 hour is free for 12 months, and it's a sizable computer with the Red Hat Linux pre-installed. And you see, more expensive you want, you can go with, more expensive one. You see, there are many different instances which you can start here from Amazon. Different types of computers online available, and you want dedicated machines also, they are available at a dedicated hardware. So that's the great feature which you get with these Amazon Web Services. It's one of the biggest business Amazon has today in the world. Yes, so these are infrastructure as a service where they provide you infrastructure to build and manage your applications or everything you want in the cloud. Option number two is very popular in the market, which is platform as a service. So what is platform as a service? Platform as a service is a specialized service for development teams. So think about, you want to develop an application and you need programming runtime like C, C++, .NET, Java, Python, JavaScript, HTML5. So in order to build applications, you need databases, you need runtime environments, you need queuing mechanism, you need instance management, you need DevOps, you need pipeline concept, you need transport mechanism. So to build and manage an application, you would need lots of features to a developer. You need tools to develop applications. So this is a specialized service for development teams to build to design, develop, test, manage, and maintain end-to-end softwares by using databases, runtime, tools, transport systems, uh, DevOps. So all these things is what you need, a development team would need to build a software. And this is all will be provided under a single roof by the vendor. And an example here for this is SAP BTP. So SAP Business Technology Platform is an example of platform as a service, which allows development teams to build applications on the cloud directly. So we do have a dedicated course on BTP at Anubhav Trainings. If somebody is interested, they can go and check that out. But maybe in this, we will just touch upon basics of BTP, but will not go deep dive inside BTP. However, if you are interested, you can go back and check this training, business technology platform training on Cloud Foundry. This is what you guys can go and check out about if you are interested to learn SAP BTP. It's designed for developers, programmers with very, very, very strong technical skills on Java and Node.js. If you are a developer, if you have it in you, you feel like attached to the coding and do want to do a lot of coding, this training is going to help you. So that's what you can go through. So now moving next, we have here the software as a service. So once you build an application as a development team, you publish it as a software as a service. So this is the final application which is built on top of platform and infrastructure. Yes, which is the end user application. The application is consumable directly on the internet. The cloud solution is called cloud solution, or the application in cloud is consumable directly on the internet. That is what exactly happens when it comes to software as a service. So these are all the different types of offerings what we have. And here the example is SAP Analytics Cloud. Yes. Or Gmail. Or if you heard about SuccessFactor, SAP SuccessFactor. These are all software as a services. You just open the browser. You don't need to install anything in your computer. You take subscription and you pay for subscription of these softwares and then use them. This is what exactly where Analytics Cloud comes into picture. So next time when somebody asks you, or if you get a question on certification, what is SAP Analytics Cloud? The answer is it's a software as a service. It's a ready to use software provided by SAP as a service. Yes. So is this service free? Anyone? What do you think? You can answer in chat window. Is this service free? Do you get this service free for lifetime like Gmail? Will SAP give this service free for lifetime like Gmail? No, it's not free. There is a subscription plan for that. We will discuss that in our coming slide. How much it is going to cost your company. We'll discuss about that in a minute. Okay, so now we are clear about what type of offerings are done in the cloud when it comes to SAP. Now, if you come back and let's talk about more on BTP. Why we need to talk about BTP? Because you can see any software which is built, it's built on top of platform. If you don't have a platform, you can't build the software. Let me show you an example. If I go back and I say int I, and I say I is equals to 20, and I say printf, at least I know you guys are engineer, at least you can understand this piece of code. It's a typical C program code, right? At least you all are engineers and you know, or some point of time in your life you would have seen this, a bit of it in the school days or college days, correct? So can anyone say, is it possible to run this piece of code here in the notepad? Can I run this in a notepad here? Is it possible? Is it possible to run it here in the notepad? No, it's not possible. Why? Because it need a C compiler. You cannot run it here. It need a C compiler to run this piece of code. Exactly. So that C compiler is the runtime environment to run this code. Similarly, if you want to run a software, you need runtime environment. So this platform work as an infrastructure for your software. If you don't have a platform, you cannot run this. So SAP Analytics Cloud solution is actually built on top of SAP's own platform called BTP. So it's a BTP platform application. Let me just talk about SAP BTP in detail. We will also be using BTP in our course after some time when we will create a HANA cloud connection with BTP. So we'll learn about how to get live data from SAP HANA cloud and calculation view from HANA into analytics cloud. So that time we'll also detail out more on BTP. We'll do some BTP development in our training. So what is BTP? SAP BTP is a platform as a service. It is used by development teams and solution designers to develop applications or to design, develop, test, optimize, integrate, yes, deliver, and manage end-to-end cloud native solutions. So whenever I say solutions or I say softwares, they are the same thing in the context of software. Yeah. So cloud native softwares or solutions, if you want to develop, let's say you have a startup idea and you want to develop an application to solve a real life problem for people, and you have a startup idea. The first question comes, where do you start that? Where do you start building an application which can be used by your end users? Yes. So PTP is one such place where you can go, you can conceive, design, and develop a complete end-to-end application and just manage that. So that is where you have concept of SAP Business Technology Platform or BTP. It offers large number of services like databases, yes, runtimes, tools, management services, connections, connectivity services. Yes, then you have also the services to manage scaling, transport management, deployment. Yes, lots of services are offered by the BTP to us, which we can use to develop an application. Now, the BTP itself, the BTP is usage, the infrastructure from AWS, Azure, or Google Cloud Platform, GCP. So SAP will have their platform, but the platform itself need infrastructure. So you see the offering infrastructure is must. On top you have platform, on top you have application. So SAP don't have their own infrastructure, rather they reuse the infrastructure by one of these providers, and then these providers offer data centers. Yes, they offer data centers, and the app is managed, or the platform is managed in that particular data center. So data center is nothing but, so think about Amazon. You talk about infrastructure. So we are saying there's a computer you've taken on the rent, but physically that computer is existing somewhere, right? Somewhere that computer is physically there. It's not like the computer is in the sky. It's not in the air. It's somewhere physically existing. You're connecting to that computer. So where is that physical hardware? That is basically your data center. So if you go and check some documentaries on Discovery or History Channel, you see there are big data centers which they show typically for data management, and you have these kind of big machines connected back to back together in racks. Yes, so this is an example of Facebook data center. You see, it's, I think, somewhere in the in US. Yeah, so there are like this, there are big data centers where you have large number of computers connected together, and these are the different data centers by Microsoft. So recently I was reading one documentary where Microsoft was having a data center inside the ocean. Yes, they have their data center inside the ocean. You see this, this is a Microsoft data center, and they keep this entire data center deep inside the ocean. Wow. So this is what typically we see, that data center can be anywhere. Yeah, it can be anywhere. So these are the large memories and computers connected together, yes, seamlessly, to provide you the right infrastructure and right platform. So SAP uses one of these data centers, one of these providers for data centers, and they have their data centers across the globe. Sometime you have legal compliance for a company, especially if you're working in Europe. In Europe, we have this data privacy and protection law. So, as per data privacy protection law, any European company who willing to host a software, the data should not leave European region. Data should live within the European region. Their entire team and the data should be inside the European region only. So that's a data privacy and protection law in Europe. Yes, so that's where we have all the data centers in different location, including Europe, where you can host your applications and the data. Now I will show you that there are different data centers and the different services are offered on different data centers. So certain services are only offered in certain data centers. So this is why am I telling you this, because there's an interview question which people will ask you, that which infrastructure provider supports analytics cloud, and which are all the data centers where you can have analytics cloud in place. So analytics cloud can be installed on which data center, and also when your company go with implementation, this is a question which will come from your manager to you. Which data center shall we select to buy or subscription for analytics cloud? So that's very important. So let me show you now the BTP service offerings. So for that we will go to SAP BTP service discovery. Yeah, BTP service discovery center, this is the one. I'll give the link to all of you. So you can come here, BTP service discovery center, and you see there are different services. And if I come down, I can see here BTP service catalog. This is the BTP service catalog link. And here you see lots of services which BTP offer. ABAP, if you heard about ABAP on cloud, ABAP is also now available in the BTP as a service. You can run ABAP code into the cloud with ABAP on cloud. We have a different training for ABAP on cloud. If someone of you interested, you can join that course. It's a separate training we have. So you see we have Scalar, alert notification, audit logging, authorization management, automation pilot. Yes, BT Business Application Studio, very powerful service to build applications in the cloud, save runtime, and there are free tiers also available for practicing and learning purpose. Yes. Now, one such service is SAP Analytics Cloud. So if you come and search SAP Analytics Cloud, you can see that is also another service. There you go. Yeah, SAP Analytics Cloud. If I go inside, you will then see this the Analytics Cloud. What is it? It's a all-in-one cloud product offered software as a service for BI, planning, and predictive analytics. It is built natively on BTP. So you see, somewhere Analytics Cloud was built, right? What is the platform on which it is built? On BTP. So SAP themselves use their own platform to build analytics cloud solution. It provides unified and secure public cloud experience to maximize data-driven decision making. That's a brief about this feature. And if you see the cost, so there are different pricing plans. So you see pricing, and in the pricing, first thing you will see is prices are different for different regions. You see different regions and different types of offerings and different pricing. You see different pricing. You see different pricing. Yeah. So now you can see about the data center. So you see AWS. If you have AWS with Australia, Brazil, Canada, Europe, Japan, Singapore, and South Korea and US East. This is the AWS infrastructure. With these data center, analytics cloud can be used. For Microsoft Azure, only Europe. For Netherlands, US based WA. Then for SAP own infrastructure, they have these many. But the most important is these two infrastructure providers. So there's a certification question. Which is the infrastructure provider supported by SAP for Analytics Cloud? So only AWS and Azure. You see, GCP is not there. Google Cloud is not there. So you cannot install or you cannot have Analytics Cloud offering on GCP on Google Cloud. Cannot. Only AWS and Azure is supported. You see. Yes. So this is a certification question. Which infrastructure provider is either not supported? So GCP is not supported. Is the AWS and Azure is supported. Which data centers are supported? These are the data centers which are supported. Yeah. What is the cost? So up to 20 users, it is 800 euro, and above 20 users, it's 40 euro per user is the cost to use SAP Analytics Cloud, test tenant, predictive edition, and public option. Then we have another offering which is including planning also. So now you see planning also come. It's called planning professional license. Up to 200 users, it's 130 euro per month. Up to 500, it's 120 euro. Up to 10, it's 1300 euro per month is the fees to get SAP Analytics Cloud with planning. Then we have planning, predictive, and public option. Yes, that is fixed block size plan, 1575 euros per month is a fixed plan. Okay, you can see here description about this plan. So these are different plans. You see another plan. Yeah. So likewise, you have different plans here to choose. And using these plans, you can identify the cost for SAP Analytics Cloud in your company. Yes. This is how you can tell your company. These are the different plans we have available, and these are the data centers in which they are available. So this is what I give you the link. You can check and tell your manager or your company next time somebody asks you which data center to choose, which what is the cost is going to be. Yes, so you can see here different plans. They are all SAP managed. Yes, then you have partner managed where they have the Alibaba. So in this, GCP is not listed, you see. So you cannot offer Analytics Cloud or use Analytics Cloud on Google Cloud Platform. Okay, and now you see the roadmap right here. So this will tell what features are going to be available in SAP Analytics Cloud sooner or later, and even in the past releases. So you can go to Roadmap Explorer, and here you will find out. So many time a question will come from management that what is the uh, what is the cost, or what is the which feature is available when. So do we have this? Do we have that? This question. So you can always redirect people to the roadmap viewer where you can see what's the roadmap for Analytics Cloud, what all the offerings they have done it in the past, and what is that which is planned for this year. So this year, what are all the features they are planning? You can always go and check in the roadmap viewer. This is another very interesting link where you can check and explore the features, the first hand information from SAP. Yes, first hand information from SAP. You can check that out here. So that's about the roadmap viewer. Okay, coming back. So now we talked about SAP BTP. Now, where can we see BTP itself? Can I somewhere see BTP itself? So if I want to use build my own application on BTP, can I do that? So yes, let me show you the BTP trial page. You can register a free BTP trial account for 1 year free, and you can start building applications on BTP as well. So this is the link. So if somebody wants to check BTP, we will also be using BTP in coming days. And I would request you to please create an account with BTP platform, because we will also be using in our coming days. Okay, so please go ahead and also subscribe a free BTP trial account from here. You can just go and register a free BTP trial. Let me show you how. It's super easy. Just go in there, and then you can say get universal SAP ID, and you can just enter your details and submit. That's all. You will get a SAP universal ID. If you guys are already using SAP S user ID or SAP ID for SAP SDN, CDN, or developer network, you can reuse the same here to log in to the trial account. Yeah. So this is how you can subscribe free 1 year BTP trial. We will need this towards the end of our course, where we will use HANA Cloud. So that time I'll come back to this topic, but just to show you where exactly BTP is all about and where can you see BTP in real in a system. So everything happens on the browser. There is no installation required for you in the system. Now, so once we understand the basics of BTP, let's also understand the basics of SAP HANA and SAP S/4HANA, because these terminologies are going to come on your way when you start building applications into Analytics Cloud, building dashboards. You are going to come across these terms. You're going to come across these solutions, and this training is designed for freshers. Anyone who is just passed out of college, they can also learn Analytics Cloud. You don't need to be a super duper expert on SAP. No need to be. So what is HANA and what is S4 HANA? So what is HANA? Let's talk about HANA. So first we'll say HANA is a in-memory database. The first and easiest definition of HANA which I can give to you, HANA is a in-memory database. So typically what happens is, when we have databases in the past, how does most of the databases, if you heard about Oracle or MySQL or SQL Server, these are all databases. Even in your college days you would have studied databases. So typically we have a CPU, then we have the RAM, and then we have the hard disk. Sorry, I think now you can see back again. Okay, I think you can see it back. So we have CPU, we have RAM, and we have the hard disk. So a traditional RDBMS system like Oracle, like MySQL, SQL Server, will store all the data here. So all the data will store here. And when you start your database and you start computation, the data will be fetched from hard disk to RAM, and from the RAM it is fetched to the CPU. And this is where all the processing happens. So the bottleneck of our good performance of database depend on how fast data is moved from hard disk to RAM. So this is what takes most of the time when it comes to moving the data from hard disk to the RAM. It takes most of the time. Yeah. So the time is taken here is very high time. So this will kill the performance of any traditional database. With the drastic reduction in the memory prices, you remember in 2008, when I got my first permanent position in a as a architect in a company, I bought my first iPod, and it was just 1 GB size, hardly store about 100 songs, and it cost me whopping $2,400. Today in $2,400 you can buy a memory up to petabytes, yes, or even more at a size of your nail. So there is a drastic reduction in the memory prices over a period of time, which allowed companies like SAP to design solutions which can keep data in the RAM. So now what we say is we keep all the data in RAM. Yes. So that data can be loaded faster, and you don't have a throughput time to hard disk to RAM. Data is stored permanently here, and it is fetched in CPU and written back ECEC. So this will make the speed of overall system drastically high. That is why HANA is called in-memory database. It keeps the data in the memory. You say, what about power outage? Now we have powerful backup systems. We can supply uninterrupted power 24 by 7 to the systems, right? So that's not a challenge. So now with a very attractive or affordable cost, it's possible with the affordable cost to design a database like in memory. And that's what SAP did. It was a breakthrough. So HANA stands for high performance analytical appliance. Why it is called appliance? Because HANA is not just a database, not just a software. It's a combination of hardware and software. Okay, so it's called appliance because it's a combination of. So it's mainly a database. It's a direct competition of Oracle. Yeah. Now HANA also offers lots of additional features like Access Engine, which is used to create apps on HANA. It offers machine learning, built-in machine learning, yes, features. It offers predictive library, yes. These are all the different features HANA also offers. So it's not just a database but also offers you amazing capabilities to process data into the database. Yes. Now this database can be now used with SAP solutions. So SAP sells HANA as a independent product also, but predominantly also also use HANA DB as a main database for their own solutions. Yes, that is what SAP does. So let me explain you now what is S4 HANA. So HANA can be bought by you. If your company wants a database, a fast database, you can go to SAP and say, hey SAP, I want a database. SAP will sell you HANA. Yes. That HANA can be used to store, maintain, move data, manage data, do some machine learning, do predictive analytics, and also you can do build applications on top of data directly. If somebody is interested to learn HANA in detail, we also have training. So we have training for everything for you. If anyone interested to go deep dive, you have everything with Anubhav trainings. It's one single platform for all your technical learnings. So I showed you first the BTP training. I showed you BAP on cloud training. Yes, we do have that. Everything we have. So this is the BAP on cloud training wrap. Then this is the BTP training. Yes, and now I'll show you native HANA training. So if you are interested to build native applications on HANA, we do have training also for you. It's called HANA Access and Access A development. So you can join these trainings. If somebody is interested to go deep dive inside one particular module and want to gain insight and become an expert on individual technologies, you can go through Anubhav trainings and we do have module for you. Perhaps one single stop where you can find all the learnings at one single place. Yes. Okay. So your one stop shop for all the learning needs, all the technical learning needs. Okay. Now we talked about HANA DB. So we now understand basics of HANA. It's a database. So what happens is, what is S4 HANA? So SAP was an leader in the ERP, enterprise resource planning, to integrate large corporations and their department. SAP had many solutions to do that and follows three-tier architecture. So all SAP solutions follow, majority of them follow three-tier architecture. According to three-tier architecture, we have presentation, application, and database. These are the three layers. That's why it's called three-tier architecture. So we have presentation layer where user will see all the input output. Then we have the SAP application layer, which is SAP NetWeaver, which is the SAP's technical platform. It's also known as middleware. And then we have the database where we store the data for our applications. So this is called SAP's three-tier architecture. The moment you start learning SAP, this is the first thing your trainer should teach you, because all majority of SAP solutions are based on this architecture. I'm sure when you started your journey with SAP, your first trainer, your first company, someone would have taught you this for sure, because this is what we teach to freshers. Yes, freshers when they come for a BAP training. So this is the three-tier architecture which all SAP solution follows. The presentation layer is your SAP GUI through which you can connect to your server, and then you have database. So till today, you can use any database like Oracle or MySQL or MaxDB. But what happened in 2015 is SAP came up with SAP HANA database in 2010, and slowly they realized the power of SAP HANA because it's an in-memory database. You get a very good speed. So they said, okay, now we want our SAP solutions to use SAP HANA as the main database. So starting 2015 is when SAP started a new ERP called S4 HANA. Okay. So till 2015, they already had a solution called SAP ECC, which was based on this architecture. And with 2015 onwards, they said, okay, we are coming up with a new ERP, a brand new car model. So think about Maruti 800 and Maruti Swift Desire or Maruti Swift. So Swift is the new model of Maruti, new solution, right? New mobility solution, and 800 is the old solution. So they said, okay, now our solutions are designed to work on HANA DB alone. So this is a big change which happened over a period of time. In 2015 is when SAP announced a completely new solution, a completely new ERP called S4 HANA. The name HANA means it only works on HANA database. So S4 HANA is a ERP which only works on HANA database, not any other database. In this, S stands for simplified. So they simplified the data model, they simplified many things in the solution. And 4 stands for fourth generation. Yeah, 4 stands for fourth generation. S stands for simplified fourth generation based on HANA DB. So HANA is sold as an independent product, but also now it is sold together with the SAP ERP solution S4 HANA. So S4 HANA, if somebody asks you what is S4 HANA, S4 HANA is a new ERP solution by SAP, where S stands for simplified and 4 stands for fourth generation ERP. So it's a fourth generation ERP solution offered in 2000, starting 2015 by SAP. It's a ERP. In the past, the ERP was SAP ERP was called as Business Suite. It's a successor of Business Suite. So S4 HANA is a successor of Business Suite, which you probably know it as ECC. Yeah, it's a successor of ECC module. That is what S4 HANA is. That solution is designed to work only on HANA database. So the only database which you can have is HANA database on which this solution is designed. Okay. So this is what exactly we have when it comes to SAP HANA or SAP HANA database. Yes. So now you understand the difference between HANA and S4 HANA. HANA is the database, just the database. S4 HANA is a solution, complete ERP solution, which was released in 2015. So S4 HANA is available in two flavors. One is called S4 HANA on-premise solution, and another is called S4 HANA cloud. So they have two flavors. One is on-premise and another is cloud. So on-premise means, like I already explained you in the slide number 1 of today's class, what is an on-premise solution and what is a cloud solution. So now you know that they are offering two parts or two ways by which customers can use S4HANA. So S4HANA on-premise mainly targeting large companies like Nestle, Price Waterhouse, and companies like BMW, Audi, ONGC, IOC, PPCL, Reliance, yes, HUL, yes, all the big companies, big short companies, Apple, Microsoft, Google. So big companies can use S4HANA on-premise, mainly targeting large corporations, and the companies which are medium scale and small scale can go with S4HANA cloud solution. So this is how exactly when it comes to S4HANA, we do have the solution. So now guys, we go back and we take a 5-minute break, and on the other side of the break, we will just go ahead and talk about how these solutions work together and where does the analytics cloud sits into the picture. We will also talk about the difference between SAP BW, BOBJ, and BPC, so that you get comfortable with these terminologies. These are basic terminologies before we start building analytics cloud, because everywhere we have lot of integrations. So analytics cloud, yes, of course, is a solution designed to work, but it is best suitable for your company when you integrate, when you also get the data from these existing systems. And in order to understand, we need to first understand the terminologies, we need to understand these systems, how they work, how they're designed to work, and then slowly we will see how it is also integrated. So let's take a 5-minute break here, and we will resume after the break, and we'll start once again our next set of terminologies and how does overall in a big picture analytics cloud fits into the picture. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Okay, everyone, please come back after the break. So before the break, we talked about SAP offerings in the cloud, different cloud offerings, talked about HANA and S4 HANA. Now let's talk about how what is SAP BW system, what is SAP BPC system, and how does these different systems collaborate together. So let's take a practical example of big large corporation. So how solutions work together. As I told you, there are big companies, not just one solution is suffice enough for all the needs. We do have multiple companies with multiple solutions. So now it comes to, let's talk about big company like Walmart. Suppose Walmart have different stores across US. So they have a store in Miami, then they have in Santa Clara, one is in Kings County, and then another is New York City. Yes. Now they implemented SAP ERP. So they implemented SAP S4 HANA. Yes. And what happens is now all these subsidiaries, they are daily doing retail billing, and this retail billing data is being written into the SAP S4 HANA system. Yes, it's a SAP ERP. So all the data writes to SAP S4 HANA ERP system. Now, when the data is written to SAP S4 HANA ERP, eventually the data is written to the HANA database, because it's based on HANA. HANA is the database. So now this is good, very nice. But like to this, the company also have other solutions. Like let's say if they are using S4 HANA for finance. and marketing. But there are other solutions they are using. Suppose they are using Oracle's Orafin for financial planning, and they are using, let's say, SAP SuccessFactor for their HR planning and their HR processes like hiring, recruitment, bonus, performance, and reward management. Yes. Then they are maybe using, let's say, Salesforce for customer relationship management. So companies are using multiple solutions. It's very often in companies because they like or they are used to certain solutions and they do use it. Now, data is the new gold, guys. As they always say these days, data is the new gold. So all the data which you have in your company is considered to be gold. Why? Why it is considered gold? Because based on the data, you can take better decisions. So I was I was in the school and I got very bad marks in English. Yes. So what my parents did was next semester, next class, they put me on English tuition because they know that my English is weak based on the past experience, based on the past marks of the last class. So that's very important, guys. So whenever you see that we have a past experience and history repeat itself, look at the stock markets, look at the pandemics, look at any situation, look at elections. Yes. So anything which is probably uncertain, but one day the history will repeat. So when pandemic came, everything was like, everything is going to stop, everything is just going to end, the world is going to end, but it is not the situation. We are coming out of pandemic nicely. Then there was a recession last time, and now again the same situation is happening. It's a recession like situation is happening, and the stock markets are crashing. So history repeat itself. Always history always repeat itself. Usually you see that we have something which happened in the past is going to happen again, and there will be another situation similar to that. So how did we survive last time in the last pandemic when there was a pandemic 30 years ago? Yes. What did the company do to survive? So what did the company do to survive recession? So all these answers are hidden in the data. You have to analyze the data to take better and informed decision for your company. And when you have past data, it helps you to take decision. Yes, it may not help you to take always the right decision, but at least towards the rightness, towards the correctness. So data is considered as new gold. New gold. Many companies are reporting heavy losses, but they're still running because the data what they have today is the gold, is what they are being paid, is what attracts the investment, right? So take example of in India we have Zomato, Swiggy. They are in loss, they are in big losses. The companies are losing a lot of money, but still they are attracting every year millions of dollars of investment. Why? Because today Swiggy and Zomato know that which part of India, which region of India, which location, which type of food item is being prepared, what is famous in that area, which is the top store, and what are the customers, and what are the customers liking or not liking. So Zomato and Swiggy knows that very well, that where which part of India, where what is good, what is bad. They can tomorrow open their own store there, and that data what they have is priceless, which is why they get a lot of investment every year, right? So data is new gold. Now this data is unorganized and it is distributed across multiple systems. In order to take better decisions on this data, first job is to bring all this data from different system to one single place, and let's call this single place as a data warehouse. Yes. Like you have a warehouse where you store millions of products. Similarly, you can have a data warehouse, and this system is called SAP BW system, Business Warehouse System. This is basically nothing but storage of massive data. So massive data is stored inside the system. Okay. That is what the data warehouse or business warehouse is designed for. So what you do is your different systems, and you bring all the data from these different systems to the business warehouse. Yes, that's what you can do. And this is called data provisioning. This process of bringing data from different sources to the system is called data provisioning. Yeah? Data provisioning, also known as ETL. ETL stands for extraction, transformation, and loading. Okay, ETL, or extraction, transformation, and loading. That is what it is called as. So we have the data provisioning, which is a very important process, and we will bring all the data. First, we extract the data from the source systems, then we transform the data, and then we load that data in a single system, one place, one single place, we will load it. So extraction, transformation, and loading. Now, once the data come at one place, it is not still analyzable. Why? Because as you know, in any system, data is normalized. It is not stored in one place, rather it is stored in multiple database tables. So the data cannot be used for analysis. What we need to do now is we need to basically connect these different tables together to make a meaningful decision, because data is normalized and we need to connect these different tables together. This process is called as modeling. What is it called? Modeling. So those who come from SAP BW background, you are aware that we create data model like DSO and BEX. Yes, if you heard about DSO, data source object, and BEX queries. So we are creating basically data models. Yes, nowadays we are creating something called CDS views. Yes, nowadays we're creating CDS views. So this is what is called data modeling, where you combine the data to make a data model which is suitable for analysis, and then this model is feeded to the tools, specialized tools, to analyze this data in a meaningful manner. Now, what are the different tools in the market which are leaders today, which are currently good in the market? So there is one tool called um, which is called Power BI. It's a tool by Microsoft. Then we have another tool called Salesforce Tableau. Yeah. We have SAP's own tool called BobJ, SAP BobJ, and Crystal Reports. Yes. So these are the different tools which are dominating the market today. And that is where our analytics cloud also fits into picture. If you heard about SAP Lumira, it's also another tool. Yes. And that is where we have also SAP Analytics Cloud as a tool which fits into the big picture. So the idea of SAP Analytics Cloud is to fetch data from anywhere. So you can also fetch data not just from BW. You can fetch these BW models. You can fetch HANA. You can fetch from S4 HANA. We will learn all this. We will learn all this in our coming lessons. So we can fetch data from anywhere in SSE, and then we can analyze. What we analyze, what we do with the analysis, we take out some meaningful decisions by aggregating the data. So one term is coming here, aggregation. What do you mean by aggregation? What do we mean by aggregation? This is a very common term used in industry. Aggregation. Aggregation means doing total, finding average, counting number of records, yes, checking the maximum values, checking the minimum values, which customer paid the lowest tax, which customer paid the highest revenue, yes, how many customers, counting how many, average, finding total. These are called aggregation. So we do aggregation, and then we take out some meaningful decisions by making charts, graphs, yeah, different types of stuff. So this is where analytics cloud fits into the big picture of the industry. Now, that's not all. Nowadays, you can also store data, massive data, in Analytics Cloud directly. That is also you can use, but the storage cost is going to be bit expensive because it's a cloud solution. Yes. Now this processing, what you do here, where you fetch all the data and you analyze, is called OLAP processing. Yeah. So Analytics Cloud is also called as a OLAP tool. Some people call Analytics Cloud as a OLAP tool. This is a term which you hear in industry, online analytical processing. It's a generic term used in industry. So you can say in simple words, Analytics Cloud is a OLAP tool. It's a software as a service. It's a solution provided by SAP as a software as a service to perform OLAP operations. Now, what is BW? You can see BW is basically business warehouse. So what is BW, BPC, and BobJ? So now you know BW is a business warehouse system designed to store massive data coming from different ERP systems using data provisioning, build data models, and provide source data to OLAP tools. What is SAP BobJ? BobJ is a business objects. It's a on-premise OLAP tool provided by SAP to perform analysis and aggregation on data and build data analytics in form of charts, maps, graphs, etc. So this is a old solution. The successor of BobJ is SAP Analytics Cloud. So nowadays most companies are slowly moving out of BobJ and they are choosing the successor, SAP Analytics Cloud. What is BPC? This is something which we not see before. It stands for Business Planning and Consolidation System. Think about a very big company, very big company, where you have lots of subsidiaries, lots of operations are happening. Now think about financials of that company. You have transactions in crores and crores, billions and billions of dollars of transaction, right? You need a system which can consolidate all these transactions, understand all the financials, find out the risks, and identify the results of the company. So if you typically go to, let's say, any company, those who are interested in finance or accounting, you can see, let's say if I go and search for Reliance Industries share. So everybody knows basics of stock market. So we have the Reliance Industries as one of the heavyweight in Indian stock market. If you come down, you will see here the details of this company, like its financials. So you can see here shareholding pattern and financials. So how is the company doing? What is the income statement? What is the sales? What is the income? What is the total income, expenditure, EBITDA, interest, taxes, profit? How the company is doing, what exactly they're doing, their balance sheets, yes, total cash reserve, liabilities, assets, asset under management, capitals, yes, everything. You can see it here, cash flow of the company. Where are these details coming from? So this information is prepared and managed by specialized systems called planning systems. So BPC is basically a planning system by SAP. It's an on-premise solution to compile, organize, and report financials data of a company. Also perform data actions, executions, calculations on finance data with version control. For example, if Reliance Industries decide to invest in a new business for batteries, so they have announced in their last AGM meeting, they will be putting up some $1 million into a new business for making the dream of electrical vehicles in India successful. And that's where they will be putting investment of millions of dollars in their Jamnagar refinery for the battery plant. Yeah. So like the Adanis, they are also investing in battery plants nowadays. So everybody is moving towards that business because they know the electric is the future. So this is what happens if Reliance takes out some money from their regular business and put in another business like Geo. Geo was a baby of Reliance. They taken out the money from their existing business, some $1 million, and then they created the Geo, Reliance Geo, which is a telecom company, right? So all these things, how can this be done? How do you move cash flow from one place to another place, and how do you account that? That's something which is done using BPC, business planning and consolidation system. So it's a system which is being used since many years for reporting financial numbers and preparing the financial statements, including also doing a lot of planning activities in the business. Yes, I am not a BPC expert. I am not a Bob J and BW expert, but I can just tell you the big picture and the overview. If you ask me something in the BW, I don't know. I don't know how to create a back query. I don't know. But yes, if you look at the big picture, you understand the system, that is enough for us. Because our focus this training is not learn BW. If you want to learn BW, go and find a BW trainer, right? I'm not a BW trainer, but you can see here the big picture. Yes, if you want to learn HANA, S4 HANA, Fiori, BTP, I am here. I'm here. I will help you. So we need to understand what is our goal and where does that fit into the big picture. So I hope everybody is clear on the big picture. Now let's come back to our main topic, which is analytics cloud. So now you understand the basic terminologies in the world of SAP. So let's understand now SAP Analytics Cloud, its brief history, and SAP's strategy to position the Analytics Cloud as a solution. So what is SAP Analytics Cloud? Let's write down the definition. So a software as a service solution, it's a solution, it's a product by SAP which allows businesses and business leaders like CEOs, CIOs to make informed and confident decision. Guys, very important. Not just take decision, informed decision based on data, but also take confident decisions. Yeah. Why? Because it comes with powerful machine learning also. Yes. So decision making was done earlier based on past data. Just look at the past data and decide what what is as of now is state. So when it comes to decision making, what you take out is just you can get a idea of what is happening. Yes. You just get the idea of what is happening today in your business with the past data. But when we talk about confident decision, by including machine learning, you are going to get, so here you just get the insight what's happening, but here you get the vision. Yes, that is the big difference, the big transformation when it comes to comparing Analytics Cloud with its past solutions. So Analytics Cloud helps you to take confident decision, which gives you the vision. Yes, that's the pitch in which you need to talk about Analytics Cloud. Okay, not that all, it also turns these insights into the action. So this is another feature we will be learning in Analytics Cloud when we go in detail. SSC enables intelligent enterprises by providing everyone with the insight to take confident decisions and make immediate actions. A solution which is complete, contextual, and confident. Complete. It's a all-in-one solution to perform BI, planning, and predictive analytics using machine learning inbuilt without any coding knowledge. Contextual, it provides the gain enterprise ready insights to take decisions based on live or past data. It is confident, which is what makes decision making more robust by including smart assist features and HANA's predictive capabilities. Do you know where does Analytics Cloud stores the data? Which database behind the scene Analytics Cloud use to store the data? Yes, HANA database. Exactly. So this solution is also built on top of HANA database. So the platform which is used is BTP, and within the platform, the database which is used to store the data is HANA. So Analytics Cloud stores all the data in the HANA. Now, coming to the brief history of Analytics Cloud. What is the brief history of SSE? So way back in 2013, there was a project which was started in SAP to because SAP wanted their vision to be a cloud company. So way back in 2030, they started a project called Project Orca. Orca was a code name. Okay, Orca was a secret, like James Bond mission. This was a secret name of the project. It was just started as a POC. The idea was a group of SAP architects and developers to come up with a solution which can replace the BobJ in a long run and do analytics on the or building charts and analytics on the browser directly. Way back then also there was also a parallel project which was running in SAP to do a similar thing for the BPC for the planning. So somewhere in 2014 there was also a solution which was conceived in another team of SAP called SAP Cloud for Planning. This was another team parallelly working on another project in 2014. Later on, SAP decided to basically rename the first project Orca to make it live for the customers to position it in the market. They renamed the product to 15 as SAP Business Object Cloud. But then they realized that this project for planning and this project for planning have some of the goals common goals like storing the data in the cloud, reading the data optimally, managing the data, aggregating the data, organizing the data, bringing charts, visualizations on the data. They said, why to redevelop everything, reinvent wheel, separately. They merged these two projects and then they come up with a single solution. They propose a single solution for both planning and data analytics. And this was the first release of Analytics Cloud, which was named as 2017 as SAP Cloud for Analytics. So those who are working since long time in SAP, they know this was the first cut of Analytics Cloud, which was released with this name. SAP have this long history of changing names of their product. It's nothing new. They do it very often. And way back in 2019, they changed the name of this product, which we know is as today SAC or SAP Analytics Cloud. So I was part of the first implementation in a New Zealand and Australian company for SAP Analytics Cloud way back at the end of 2019. So I'm working on Analytics Cloud since its very beginning. Somewhere around 2018 January is when I started, when it was named as Cloud for Analytics. So it's been almost five years, close to 5 years. I'm working on Analytics Cloud since its history. So that is why I know the history. So it's always good to know a little bit of history of a project. Now the major question comes is what happens to other solutions, which we also try to answer early. There are a lot of other solutions which SAP offers in the space of data analytics and business intelligence. What about that? So first thing you all need to understand very importantly, carefully, the strategy. What is SAP's strategy when it comes to analytics cloud? What is the strategy, SSE strategy? The strategy is called principle of convergence. That's what SAP's strategy is. So SAP is clearly telling that we are converging use cases, not features and functions. Okay. We are just converging use cases, not the features and functions. So SAP BI 4.x continue to work and maintain till version 4.3. So there is no plan that SAP discontinues everything. They still have things continuing for some time. Yes. SAP also says that there is no forced migration to SAP Analytics Cloud. Till now, they haven't come up with any forced migration for customers that you have to go to SAC. No, not like that. If customers are using existing SAP solutions, it's good to go. But there are some exceptions to the same. Why these exceptions? Because SAP solution also sometimes depend on other third-party solution like Adobe. So SAP's some of the SAP's existing solution in this BI space depends on Adobe Flash Player, which was discontinued its support in December 2020. So since then, many of SAP solutions have been discontinued or they are at the verge of being destroyed or not being used furthermore. The solution includes SAP BobJ Explorer. So if you now go to SAP to buy new license for this, they will not sell it. If customers have existing license, they are supporting it, but there are no new enhancement and development happening these in these tools. BobJ Explorer, Desktop Explorer, BobJ Desktop Intelligence. So some of these solutions have been discontinued and not going to be sold anymore by SAP. Yes, you have license already. You can continue to use for some more time, but in long run, there is no choice. You have to migrate to SAC. Yes, that's the only thing. Apart from that, some many tools are still being used. So what is the strategy overall on different spaces and areas? So we have SAP BI, SAP BI and planning strategy. So SAP solutions you are already using some of the solutions. These slides which I'm going to show now is more relevant for people who are already using these solutions and they want to seek a direction. What is the direction? What is the recommendation by SAP? If you are not into the space of BI or BobJ till today, you can ignore my next two slides. Yeah, you can ignore. But those who are already working with SAP BobJ, which is a OLAP solution, what is the direction for you? Yes, so that is what I would explain now. So first let's talk about the BI strategy. So if you are using data exploration using SAP BobJ Explorer, ROMB, Lumira Desktop and Discovery, and BobJ Analysis for OLAP, then your company have to adopt SSE. There is no choice because these tools are going to discontinue, and the only option you have is Analytics Cloud. For desktop and application design, dashboard and application design, you may be using today BobJ Designer Studio, Web App Analysis for BobJ, Bex Web Analyzer, and BobJ Dashboard Design. You can continue to use either SAP Lumira if you're using HANA by 2024. And after that, you must move to SAP Analytics Cloud. So those who are coming from BobJ background, you can understand that the ultimate choice or the ultimate destination for you is Analytics Cloud. You have to learn SAP Analytics Cloud at the end of the day eventually. Then we have Office integration. We have Live Office, EDM plugin, and Bex Analyzer. You can continue to use analysis for Office, or now you can use Office plugin for Analytics Cloud. So we will learn this in this training, how to use Office plugin for SAP Analytics Cloud to also do analysis in Office. Finally, for reporting, you have Desktop Intelligence and BobJ Set Analytics. So you can continue to use BobJ Crystal Report for some more time, but eventually you all have to go to Analytics Cloud for the reporting purpose as well. So you can see for BI, especially the BI, what is BI? If some of you are new to BI also, I'll explain what is BI in coming chapters. You'll understand the entire BI process. But if this slide is mainly for those who are using these existing solutions. So eventually for most of the BI activities, you have to move towards SAP Analytics Cloud. There is no choice. Coming to the planning strategy. Now, one more thing, guys, I've made it as a link, hyperlink. So if you click, you can go and read the documentation directly over here. Yes. So this is by one of the SAP expert. So you can read this theory. I made it as a hyperlink about their strategy and the plan for moving towards SSC. What is the strategy? Yeah. So this is what you can go and read about. You know, you can just go and read about. So you see, strategy and roadmap for BI. What's the strategy? What's the roadmap? You see, different solutions comparison and where are we heading towards? Yes. Okay. Now coming to the planning. Today, as I told you, for financial planning and consolidation, we are already using a on-premise solution called BPC, SAP BPC. BPC is not going to discontinue. It is going to continue as it is. SAP is maintaining this solution and also coming with latest releases. But if you want, your company want to do planning in the cloud, not in on-premise, the only choice you have is to go to SAP Analytics Cloud. So SAP Analytics Cloud is an emerging trend in the market for doing planning in the cloud directly. Yeah. So you can have BPC plus additionally you can have a hybrid strategy to have BPC in parallel to cloud, Analytics Cloud, or you can only have Analytics Cloud for planning. For consolidation, right now they don't have a plan for Analytics Cloud. So for consolidation, you can use already S4HANA group reporting feature, or you can continue to use SAP BPC. Okay. So only for planning, you can use SAP Analytics Cloud. Now, that is the strategy when it comes to working with SAP Analytics Cloud. Yes. So you can remember and check this slide and the blog to know more about the strategy and find out what is important. Now, let's talk about the competitors of Analytics Cloud in the market right now. Who are the competitors? What is group reporting? It's a functionality for consolidation in S4HANA, where you can group financial reports like the one which I show for Reliance Industry. So that's called group reporting. Like you have group of companies. So Reliance Industries is a big company. It has group of company like Reliance Geo, Reliance Oil and Gas, Reliance Retail, Reliance Mart, Reliance Jewel, Reliance Trends, right? These are group of companies. So you want to do a reporting for all the group of companies as a big industry, then you can use group reporting feature of S4HANA. Okay, let's come and talk about competitors of SSE. So we have BI in the space of business intelligence. The competitors are Tableau, Salesforce Tableau. It was acquired by Salesforce.com in 2019 at a $15.7 billion. It was a big deal. Then we have Power BI, Microsoft Power BI. Then we have QuickTech. These are the competitors in the space of BI. In the space of planning, business planning, we have Anaplan, we have Hyperion, which is an IBM tool for doing planning. Then we have Prediction, we have IBM Watson and SAS. We also have here for planning Oraplan, which is an Oracle product. So there are these different competitors which exist in market. So actually, if you compare Analytics Cloud, it can do all the work. So if you say BI, these are the competitor, but can these competitor do planning? Cannot. They cannot do planning. Or a plan. It can do planning, but can it do BI? Cannot. So if you look at Analytics Cloud, it is a unique proposition which can do all three activities in a single solution. So SSC is a in a single solution. That is what Analytics Cloud can do. Then we have, in addition to that, SAP introduced SAP Analytic Designer for designing more complex scenarios. Yes. So this is what is the comparison, a broad comparison if you want to do it, of Analytics Cloud with its competitor. Broadly, this is the comparison. But in addition to that, we also have a comparison matrix which I prepared for all of you. If you just compare with other industry solutions in the market, based on the different capabilities, I've done the comparison for you guys. So later on, you can present this slide to your management to give them a confidence that yes, Analytics Cloud is a choice of tool when it compares to its competitors in the market. So let's look at that. That slide is here. So you can see the capabilities, different capabilities, how the advancement of SSE is with respect to its competitor. So we have competition with Analytics Cloud with Oracle, Microsoft Power BI, ThoughtSpot, Workday, Anaplan, and Salesforce. So if we compare them, you can see all analytics on one cloud platform with BI planning and augmented analytics. Here comes is SSE with high capability. So higher the color, high the capability. So Oracle and SSE both have higher capability, but other platforms are not providing single solution for all activities. Then we have live data connection to on-premise system without moving data to cloud. SAP Analytics Cloud wins this greatly because you can have live data connection to fetch data from existing SAP solution like BW, S4HANA, HANA Cloud. We will be learning this in our training. So we have very high capability here. Then pre-built industry line of business content by the vendor and its partner. So SAP also offers an ecosystem where you can build the content and sell it also on their platform. And SAP also ship a lot of standard content as part of their solution, which is called pre-built industry content. This is where Analytics Cloud has high capability. Then has hybrid analytics offering where you can do cloud to cloud, cloud on premise, multiple data sources can come together and build a single dashboard for experiencing the data. Then this is where Analytics Cloud, Power BI, and Tableau has high capability. Then we have embedded machine learning for business processes and workflow with semantic business logic. Here we have Analytics Cloud, Oracle, Workday, and Tableau has high capability. Then we have C-suite analytics for large touch screen with UX with digital boardroom. So you have large touch screen with multiple monitors and projectors in a large meeting rooms. There you want to project a high definition graphics with the drill down and slicing of data. Here SAP Analytics Cloud and Power BI has good capability. Then we have end-to-end data management and analytic capability seamlessly together. So these are the four tools SSE, Oracle, Power BI, and Tableau wins the race in this category. And then we have planning with embedded ERP. So here we have the SAP Analytics Cloud, which can also integrate with SAP BPC and BW system to perform planning, and also have the embedded capability with ERP. So these are all the capabilities in comparison. You see, in all the matrices, Analytics Cloud has always a higher capability as compared to its competitors. So competitors are missing on some or the other capabilities, and that's why it should be a tool of choice for us. Now, coming to SAP Analytics Cloud architecture. So as I taught you before, at the bottom of the system, we have the infrastructure provider. This is infrastructure as a service. Then we have platform as a service, which is SAP BTP being used here. And then we have the core capabilities related to data. So it's all about moving data and organizing data. So we have data connectivity, data wrangling. We will learn about data wrangling, data modeling, administration and auditing, visualization, collaboration, mobile APIs. All these are the core capabilities which are required across. And then we have the main capabilities like BI, planning, predictive, and design. So here these features are being reused across. So in the BI, you can do data discovery, charts and tables, and geospatial analysis. In planning, you can build events and workflows, allocations and simulations. In predictive, you can do smart assist and also build predictive model for machine learning scenario. It's also part of our training. And finally, we have application design, which includes scripting, composites, and theming experience. In addition to that, we have embedding, which means a analytic cloud dashboard can embed in another application like Fiori, and vice versa. You can embed a Fiori app inside Analytics Cloud. We will learn this also in our training. On top, we have some additional add-ons, which is called Digital Boardroom for projecting large desktop analytics on a large screens and monitors. We have Analytic Hub where you can publish the analytical content, and we have mobile experience. This is all what we have typically when it comes to SAP Analytics Cloud architecture. Okay. Then now let's see, we have the packages. So as I told you, SAP not just deliver the car, but they also deliver fuel for that car together. So there are around 72 packages, industry specific, ready to use data analytics for different solutions, and 65 packages by their partners. So it's a big ecosystem. So you can see different line of businesses and industries. They offer different content, built-in content, which you can use and supply the data, and your dashboards are ready. So with very minimal effort, you can build quickly, very fast data analytics. Yeah. So you can just go through this block to understand the standard content. Even in the trial account, now they give little standard content, which I will take you through once we start our system demo. Yeah. Now, coming to setup. How do you set up Analytics Cloud? The first thing first, how do you get the system access? This is a big question by many of you. So first I'll show you how to get a free Analytics Cloud training system to practice this training along with me. Today's topic was more of terminologies and theoretical, but tomorrow's class onward, we need a system. So I would request all of you this hands-on exercise today to please do that once you reach home, once you finish training, once you finish today's class. Just go to Google and search for SAP Analytics Cloud 90-day trial. Yes. And you see here SAP Analytics Cloud trial. Just go inside. Yes. And here you start a free trial. You already have created a ID, and you can create now a free trial here. Yes. Remember one important thing. It will not take Gmail and social media accounts like Yahoo, Gmail are not allowed. The only allowed accounts are which are the corporate email IDs. So you have to have your company corporate email IDs starting something like, your name at the rate your company.com. This is a corporate email ID. Yes. Name at gmail.com is not a corporate mail ID. Yahoo is not a corporate email ID. Outlook is not a corporate email ID. MSN is not a corporate email ID. No, no way, not allowed. Only corporate email ID, guys. Only corporate email ID is allowed to create a trial. And once you just come and click, you see, now I'm using my colleague's corporate email ID. So it says thank you for interest. You will receive an email in next 24 hours with the detail of your trial system. The trial will end in 30 days. Starting on 20th day, you will see a prompt to extend your trial for 60 days. Yeah. So this is what they give you, and then wait for their email. In just another 1 or 2 hours, I will receive an email. So just now I set up at front of you a free trial account for myself using my colleague's email ID. Yeah. So this my colleague name is Vaishali. So I've used Vaishali's email ID, corporate email ID today because I've already lost one chance of my own email ID. So that's why I use my colleague's email ID today to demonstrate. So it's very simple. Just answer a few questions on the logon screen, and then you are ready with a free trial. And then they will send you an email with the details of SAP Analytics Cloud trial account. Yeah. So this is what you just can do, and you're going to get an access for the trial account. Yes. So that comes to the end of today's class. In tomorrow's class, we'll talk about certification process. How do you get certification? We will also talk about reference links, and then we'll start with the first topic called BI scenario for Analytics Cloud in the next class. That's the end of today's session. If you have any questions, your lines are open. Please unmute your line and ask your question at this moment if you have any questions in today's class, regarding today's class, not regarding CDS views. Yeah. So don't jump on everything. We will slowly learn everything. Just give me some time. Slowly we will reach to all the topics and we'll cover everything. Today's class, if you have any questions, you can ask regarding today's session. You can put it in the chat also. If no questions, there is no hurry. There is nothing. I understand today was more of a theory, and majority of you already understand and know theory, but it's okay. We covered it all at once. Now we all have the right background to understand things. All right. So that's the end of today's session. I see you tomorrow at the same time. Have a nice day. Goodbye.